Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's TL13 here, aka the Lucky 13, or Rant 13 from Rant Gaming, whatever you prefer to call me, bringing you guys some more Call of Duty Black Ops 4 content. Of course, there will be beta gameplay in the background while I talk to you guys about specialists, why specialists are important, what specialists you guys should be using, and pretty much just go over the importance of having specialists in this game. So, in the beta, at least, there were 10 specialists. I doubt we're getting more than that. Maybe, who knows? No idea, but there were 10 specialists in the beta, and each specialist has their special issue equipment and their special issue weaponry. So the special issue equipment you use the right bumper for, assuming you have default controls and you're on Xbox. If you're on PlayStation, it's R1, I believe is what they still call them. Maybe they call them right bumper as well, I have no idea. And on the PC, I have no idea what you press for literally anything. So I don't even know what you press. You press whatever the equivalent of your right bumper is. And then for the special issue weaponry, you hold down RB and LB to use it. Again, R1, L1, or whatever PC's version of R1 and L1 are, or right bumper, left bumper, and they charge over time. So special issue equipment is a quicker charge. Depending on your specialist, it can charge very quickly, or it can be like, you get it like 3 or 4 times a game. Some specialists you get like 10 times a game, depending on like the level of them. And then the special issue weaponry, which is not always a weapon, takes longer to charge. You get it once, maybe twice a game, depends how long your games are, and they all do different things. I was thinking when I saw trailers, I'm like, hey, I've never played a Call of Duty with specialists before. I'll probably just ignore their like abilities and whatever. I'll just play Call of Duty as I know Call of Duty. Yeah, that didn't end up happening. Literally as soon as I was playing Black Ops 4, like you get used to the specialists. You start using them, you start trying out different ones, and I did exactly what I said you shouldn't do, and that's get comfortable with one specialist, because I got comfortable with a Ruin. And after getting comfortable with Ruin, I tried out a few different ones, and I'm like, I do a lot better with other specialists. So to start off though, guys, there is no one specialist that is the best specialist overall. Of course, maybe one will have like the most playability, maybe one will technically be the best, like based off how well their things do and whatever, but in the end it all comes down to preference, and it'll definitely vary based on game mode, game type, who you're playing with, because only 2 people in the entire game can be one specialist, I believe is how it works. So say you're Ruin, only one other person in the game, whether it's your teammate or your enemy, can be Ruin. I think that's how it worked in the beta. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it's going to work in the real game. I thought it was supposed to be 1 per team of each character. So say there's 2 Ruins, 1 will be on your team, 1 can be on their team. You couldn't have 2 on 1 team, but in the beta that's how it worked, was just 2 overall in the game. So we'll see if that's how it works, if that's how it's meant to be, or if they're going to change it. But for now, that's what we know to go off of. So you will not always get the specialist you desire, whether it be one specialist, like when I pick Ruin every time, or whether you get used to a bunch of different ones and you like experimenting with them. Before I go in depth about all the specialists, I think you guys should definitely try out each one for yourselves and decide which one you like the best. However, I am going to go over the pros and cons of most of the specialists. So starting with the one I've mentioned several times, being Ruin. Ruin's special issue equipment is a grappling gun, which allows users to quickly grapple and zip to locations nearby. You cannot do this too far away. You cannot hit enemies. It has to be like a wall or something, and oftentimes you can fall off the map if you try to grip something that is not in a nice spot. I have fallen off the map several times with Ruin, and the reason I used Ruin was because it was for faster paced gameplay and you could hit kind of like cool clips. And then his special issue weaponry is a grav slam, so it's a connected device that delivers a lethal blast radius around the point of impact, meaning you slam the ground with this big thing. I don't really know what it is. You slam the ground with it, everyone like around you dies. That's pretty much how it works, and you're gonna want to heal right away because odds are they've been shooting you, you're in the middle of several people. So what I liked about Ruin is the grappling gun gets you to places way quicker, like off spawn. If you have the grapple gun ready, you can just go forward and you make good time in comparison to everyone else. And the grav slam makes for really fun clips. If you grapple gun to like a place of 3 enemies and grav slam down, it is definitely a fun thing to do, and I really have a lot of fun as Ruin. However, he is a solo specialist, and what I mean by solo specialist is he does not help your team in any way, shape, or form. He only helps yourself. So if you're using Ruin, you better be going like really positive and really objective. You better be helping your team a lot, because you're not helping them with any of your abilities. And a problem I have with Ruin is if you're not really good at the game, you're getting there faster, but you're also just gonna die faster. If you're not getting like kills, streaks, and stuff, his grappling hook just does not help you very much. And in fact, usually when you use him, you're gonna want to like grapple away from enemies, and then you're just gonna die. You're very vulnerable in the air when to grapple, and it's not really the best thing to do. So when I got comfortable with Ruin, I didn't really realize how I was getting plays faster than just dying faster. So sure, the gameplay was faster, however, it was just not really in my favor. The next specialist we're gonna go over is Seraph. Seraph is very unique and has a tac deploy. So that's the special equipment, the one that charges faster, and when you put it down, your teammates all have the option to spawn around where you put it. So it won't exactly be on that tac deploy, but it'll be very close to it. So Seraph is very unique in that way, and the only way you're gonna wanna be Seraph is if you know how to use Seraph. Being that it gives a tac deploy, you really need to know the spawns, you need to know where you need to spawn, you need to know good objective play because tactical plays can be really helpful on objective-based game modes such as domination, hardpoint control, and anything of that kind of sort. So if you are Seraph, you definitely need to know the spawns and need to know where you think your team should be spawning and what will help you guys out the most. So because of that, Seraph is great to use. It is great to always have on a team as long as they know what they're doing. And I definitely recommend trying out Seraph as long as you guys can learn, how to use it properly. I love when I have a Seraph on my team that knows what they're doing. It's definitely very helpful. The special issue weaponry is the Annihilator. It's a massive high caliber revolver. So pretty much it has 6 bullets, I believe, and each bullet is a one-shot kill, like no matter where it is. So you pretty much can just get 6 kills if your accuracy is very on point with a pistol. Next one we're going to go over is Firebreak. Firebreak is one I really just don't like at all because I don't understand how to do it well and I just never really use it. But its special issue equipment is a reactor core. So what it says, it emits a damaging radiation field that wounds enemies, reduces their max health for a time, and prevents healing. So you pretty much hold this thing and everyone around you kind of slowly starts dying and they're stunned-ish. And I don't really understand the good times to use it because you want to use it when you're surrounded by multiple enemies, but I don't know how you're living when you're surrounded by multiple enemies. So it's good in things like control, or it's good in other objective things we need to be in the same radius, like maybe hardpoint. I think control is probably the best time to use it, just when there's enemies around you and you can just kind of get rid of them right then, and they have to respawn and everything. And its special issue weaponry is a flamethrower. Again, he's not really my cup of tea. Of course, there will be specialists that do not suit you. Firebreak does not suit me, but maybe Firebreak will be exactly what you guys want to use. But anyways, that is all I really have to say about Firebreak. The next one is Battery, another specialist I do not really fancy that much. I don't really use Battery very much. I use it a couple times. It's okay. The special issue equipment is a cluster grenade, which you guys have probably seen if you guys have seen the trailer and you saw really cool clips with it, because I got really excited for it and then I just didn't really like it. So the cluster grenade is essentially just a grenade that then makes multiple grenades out of it and just blows up. So it creates 3 grenades in the same area roughly. And the special issue weaponry is a War Machine, which is a high explosive grenade launcher, which annoys me online. It's kind of like a noob tube and it just keeps going and going and I really can't stand it. So if you guys think Battery, you like explosives and everything, Battery is definitely for you guys. Try them out. But again, for me, Battery is just not the one I would like to use. Battery is again one that's very solo, as it doesn't really help your team that much, except for when explosives are handy for the team when you're doing them in an objective or something. But Battery is again one of the solo ones, so if you're using Battery, you need to be doing well. Next up is Recon. Recon, like Seraph, is very much about the team. Seraph, of course, is the tactical beacon. Recon has a sensor dart, so you fire this little dart kind of from a pistol, I guess it would be from. I really like Recon. If you fire the sensor dart in a good spot, it does wonders for the team. If you do it on an objective or on mid-map or on a spawn. Recon's sensor dart, it pretty much says what you would think it does when its name is Recon. It reveals enemies' locations in a small radius around the sensor dart, and it's really helpful for you and your team for that reason. And its special issue weaponry is Vision Pulse. So you pulse the map to reveal all enemies for yourself and teammates. So you see them through the walls, in red and everything, for a brief amount of time. And what the good thing about Recon is, or any of the ones that help your team a lot, is you get a ton of score. You get these assists, these Vision Pulse assists, or you get Vision Pulse an enemy just for showing them on the map. You get tons of score when you're using his Vision Pulse. And if you're already streaking, the Vision Pulse definitely helps you get to your next streak. I really like Recon, whether I'm Recon or whether I just have a Recon on the team. I think he is a definite asset to have on a team because he does help the whole team out, and I think there should always be at least one Recon on every team. Next up is Torque, another person I quite enjoyed using in the game, and Torque's special issue equipment is Razor Wire. So it pretty much does what you think. It's pretty much barbed wire you put down, and it's really good for blocking off doorways to objectives, or just putting it in the middle of objectives to annoy your enemies, or blocking off doorways behind you so you can camp a window or something so you can look over different objectives. Very much an objective specialist. I guess you could use them in TDM if you're just trying to camp a small area and you want Razor Wire behind you, or if you're trying to protect teammates with Razor Wire, and you also just get tons of score if they get snagged in it. So the Razor Wire is really helpful, and its special issue weaponry is a barricade. So you put up this big wall that you can head glitch behind, and it also emits this powerful radiation, so when people run in front of it, it's called a microwave damage, so it slows them and it damages them. I think it takes 3 shots from it, which is I don't know how long exactly, not very long, to kill them roughly. Definitely helps block up objectives again. Same thing with doorways. It pretty much does what the Razor Wire does, but just quite a bit better as it radiates from it rather than just standing there. Torque is definitely helpful as well. I think as well it should always be on one team as long as it's an objective based game mode. It's not a team deathmatch. If it's team deathmatch or something, it's not the most important, but other than that, any objective based game modes, I think Torque is definite asset to have to the team once again. Next up is Crash, one that should always be on any team of any kind in my opinion. If there is no Crash on your team, switch to Crash and be Crash. Crash. Crash's special issue equipment is an assault pack, so it supplies ammo packs that provide bonus score for taking down enemies. So you throw that down, any teammate can pick it up. You pick it up whenever you run by it, and it's definitely helpful just to help out the team. And his special issue weaponry is TAC 5. It heals, boosts max health for the user and their team. So healing your whole team, no matter where they are on the map, and boosting the max health to 200, super helpful. And if you are being Crash and you use that ability, you get 50 score for each teammate you improve, which means any teammate that's alive will get this bonus, so you can get up to like 250 score in a 6-man lobby. Definitely very helpful. Crash is really good to have on a team. I mean, it heals yourself and gives you ammo, so it's already helpful enough for yourself, and then doing it for the whole team is just a huge bonus. The next one is Ajax, another solo specialist as I like to call them. So if you are going to use Ajax, you better be going positive and doing very well by yourself. And his special issue equipment is a 9-bang tactical grenade that flashes and stuns, can be cooked from multiple detonations. It is very annoying. It is a very, very powerful stun grenade. So if you are using Ajax, you need to know how to use that and where to throw it, because you do not want to waste that. And his special issue weaponry is a ballistic shield. So it's a durable transforming defensive shield with a built-in machine pistol. So you pretty much get this big riot shield that you can shoot through just like a juggernaut would. Very annoying to fight against. If you guys can get Ajax out, and you can do very well with Ajax and use special issue equipment and weaponry, he is very good. However, if you are in an objective-based game mode and you are going negative with Ajax, you need to switch to someone that's going to help out the team. Next up, we have Nomad, and he's kind of an in-between because his special issue equipment is a mesh mine, which is an explosive trap that connects to create lethal tripwires, which can be very good on objectives. And his special issue weaponry is a canine unit, which is, as you would think, it's an attack dog that can be commanded to follow you or patrol a designated location. The attack dog can be very helpful. Not really a team thing, the attack dog. I mean, it pretty much essentially just creates another body. And his special issue equipment, however, can protect objectives, protect you and teammates. He is not a must-have in team like objective-based game modes, but he is definitely a good asset to have. It's better than someone being ruined and going negative. I'd rather them using Nomad and going negative, because at least they can protect the objective in some way. And I definitely think Nomad is a good specialist. I do enjoy using him on occasion, so definitely worth a try if you guys want. Or switch to him if someone's using your specialist that you normally use. He's definitely worth it. Next up and lastly, we have Prophet. I did not save the best for last, unfortunately. I just went in the order of this website. However, Prophet is not bad at all. The special issue equipment is a Seeker shock mine. It looks like one of those things people ride on. What are they called? Like the segways, but they're called hoverboards, even though they don't hover. So a Seeker mine looks like that, and what it does is it will go and find an enemy, and it will shock them and temporarily paralyze them so you guys can get the kill. And his special weaponry is the Tempest, which is a tactical rifle that shoots electrically charged shock rounds, will shock an enemy and make them kind of like crawl on the ground, unable to move, unable to heal, unable to do anything. If you shoot them a second time with it, it will kill them, or if you just like hit them with it or anyone else finishes off the kill. So you could see this as something like a team style, but I would say it's more like a solo one as well. I feel like if you're going negative with him, it's not the end of the world. However, if you're not really helping out that much, you might want to switch to one that's more team oriented. However, it definitely is not as like solo playable as a Ruin or someone is that really only helps yourself. Prophet's definitely okay, not a must have on the team in my opinion, but definitely a good specialist as well. So that's all about the specialists, you guys. Definitely pick your favorites, find which ones you like work. Always choose ones that do help the team if you guys are not doing well, and coordinate specialists as well when you're squatting up with people. Decide who's going to be what specialist beforehand and find out how you guys can all play with the team. If you guys are playing like an objective based game mode and you're like not like pub stompers that just like go like 30-2 like out of nowhere, don't use like all the solo ones. Don't use like Ruin or someone like that. Use ones that will help the team in every way. Use Torque, use Recon, use Crash. Always use those ones because they will help everyone out and they will overwhelm your enemies in the end. So those are just my recommendations, guys. Those are all my opinions on the specialists. I think they are all great in their own way, and I think they all deserve to be tried out. I think I've tried every single one during the beta, so do not get too comfortable with one right away. Just try out all the different ones before you make your decisions of which ones you like to be by default. And maybe it'll be map dependent or game mode dependent. Mine oftentimes is. I'll just play Ruin if I'm playing TDM most of the time. Sometimes I'll use Torque. And then if I'm playing objective based, if no one's Recon, I will be Recon. If no one is Torque, I will be Torque. If no one is Crash, I will be Crash. It definitely changes up, guys. But that's all for today's video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this, let me know. Leave a comment down below what specialists you guys like to use, what kind of setups you guys were using during the beta with them. Hit subscribe for more Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and World War II content until we get full Black Ops 4. Then it'll be full on Black Ops 4 content. Also, check out Rant Gaming. All the links down below in the description, as well as my own Instagram and my own Twitter if you guys want to follow me there. I'll follow you guys back if you guys like. Just shoot me a message or tweet at me or something like that. But without further ado, you guys, I'm signing off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. This has been TL13 with Call of Duty World War II. Just kidding. It's been Black Ops 4. That is really hard to get used to. Saying peace out.